Hi, Brent Jones here, NuHomeSource Realty. So you are a for sale by owner, and I want you to know I wish you the best of luck with that. Yes, I am a realtor. I've been in North Texas for 32 years. Before you unclick this video, I want you to know I am not here to try to take your listing or try to list your house. I respect the fact that you want to sell for sale by owner, and that's fine. I do have some free things I want to give you. Again, I've been doing this for 32 years. I know of what I speak. I want to give you make some things available to you for absolutely free of charge. And should you ever need me, or if you have any family or friends in the future that might be thinking about selling their house, just keep me in mind. That's all I ask. But the market is brisk, and I don't blame you for trying to sell your house for sale by owner, but storm clouds are on the horizon in the market. We're already seeing signs that the market is slowing down. So it's not going to be nearly as easy to sell your house for sale by owner as it might have been in the future. But there's a lot of things involved in selling your house. As a realtor, I know the ins and outs of making a transaction go very easily. So if the market is in fact slowing down, you're going to need to market your house. You can't just stick a sign in the yard and wait for 15 offers to come rolling in. We believe those days are over, and it's going to be harder and harder to sell your house. There's things that I do, which is called target marketing, where you can market your house, the features of your house, you can market those features to somebody's family situation and their interests. For instance, how old are the buyers? Do they have kids? What are their interests? What's their income? What's their profession? Yes or no, do they have pets? Yes or no, do they have kids? So what's their family situation, and how does that family situation match up with the features of your house? There's ways to market that to go find buyers. You very well might need to have an open house, again, because the market is slowing down. How do you have an open house? Where do you properly go to market that? What's the proper way to do an open house? Can just anybody and everybody come in? Do you make them sign a sign-in sheet before you grant them access? What do you got to do to get your house ready for an open house? When they're in your house, do you hover over them, or do you let them have free reign of your house? Those are all a bunch of questions that I can provide you with information on. Sample contract. In the state of Texas, TREC has a contract that has 23 paragraphs with multiple issues per paragraph. I'll provide you with a free sample contract of what a contract should look like. So should you get an offer, when you're looking at it, are all the blanks filled in? Are they all filled in correctly? Are they asking you to pay for things you shouldn't be paying for? Who pays for this? Who pays for that? What's correct for the buyer? What's correct for the seller? I'll provide you with what a correct sample contract should look like. They want to come buy your house, right? They're going to buy your house. You want them to submit either a pre-approval letter or a proof of funds letter. A pre-approval letter would be they're going to go get a mortgage. That needs to be verifiable. It needs to be printed on the financial institution's letterhead with a manager, signed by that manager, with an email address and a phone number for that manager, so you can call and verify that this pre-approval letter is good. And also you want to do the same thing with the proof of funds letter. You want to be able to verify the proof of funds letter. The proof of funds letter would be if they're paying cash. So you need a pre-approval letter if they're going to go get a mortgage, and be able to verify that with the loan officer. If they're paying cash, you need a proof of funds letter from the financial institution where they have that money on account, and be able to call a manager there and verify that it is correct. Inspection report. Should you allow them to have the property inspected? If you get a contract, how long do they have to have the property inspected? Are you going to get a copy of the inspection report? Have you ever read an inspection report? They can be 50 pages long. What in that inspection report are you going to be responsible for? Do you have to make any repairs at all? Can you cherry pick and say, I will fix that, but I'm not fixing that? What are your obligations when the buyer has the property inspected and they come back to you and ask for repairs? What are your obligations there? But it can be very confusing. An inspection report can be very, very intimidating, because the inspector, it's 52 pages of problems, even if it's a brand new house. I've seen brand new houses that have 52 pages of problems. So I'll be happy to provide you with a sample inspection report. Lastly, there's all kinds of disclosures that can go along with the contract. For instance, if your house was built before 1978, there needs to be a lead-based paint disclosure. These days, buyers are waiving the right to terminate the contract based on the appraisal. What does that look like? What does that mean? Is it a full waiver? Is it a partial waiver? What does all that mean? What's that form look like? Seller leaseback. So if you were going to sell your house and you and the buyer close on the transaction, but the buyer was going to let you stay in the house for a few days or a few weeks, then that would be called a seller leaseback. What does that form look like? What should you pay to be able to stay in the house after closing? What happens if they give you 2 weeks or whatever and you have to stay longer than that? What happens after that? Lastly, mandatory homeowners associations. If your house is in a mandatory homeowners association, there's a form specifically for that. Typically, if your house was built in the 1990s or newer, there's a really good chance you're going to have a mandatory HOA. Prior to that, probably not, but that has to be part of the contract as well. And who's going to go to the HOA and get all the HOA documents? Who pays for that? There's transfer fees involved. Who pays for that? So anyway, just a few things. I'll be happy to make all this available to you at no charge. Again, I respect your right to sell your house for sale by owner. I'm not trying to list it. I'm here just to try to help. Now, why would I do this? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, yes, I am a really nice guy, number one. But number two, if I were able to help you, maybe in the future you might have a family or friend who's thinking about selling their house and you could send them my way. So again, anything I can do to be of help, feel free to call upon me. Here's my phone number, 214-649-4528, 214-649-4528. Again, Brent, B-R-E-N-T, Jones, NuHomeSource Realty. I'm here to help. I've been doing real estate in North Texas for 32 years. I have a lot of experience. I'm happy to help and answer any questions that you might have. So feel free to call upon me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.